Good afternoon, students. So let's start today's lecture. I had given a homework question for you to solve. I hope you have tried it. This is that particular question. Question number one I'm talking about. We had already started with what exactly is a Moore machine and how is it different from a Mealy machine. So in today's lecture, we are going to solve three problems on Moore machine and two or three problems on Mealy machine. So it will make things even clear. And in the next lectures, what I will try to do is I will give you one problem and you have to solve the same problem using both the methods. That is Moore machine as well as Mealy machine. So it will make the things even clearer for you to understand. Okay. So let's start with the last lecture's question, homework question which I had given. Question number one, change each occurrence of 1000 to 1001. Okay. So how to start this question? 1000 to 1001. I hope you're clear with the logic. Whenever the fourth bit is 0, we have to convert that into a 1. Okay. So in short, this is your input and this is the expected output. So compare the input and the output first. In both the cases, these three bits are common. Okay. So whatever be the input for the three bits, we are going to replicate that as the output. But whenever the fourth bit is a 0, we need to convert that into a 1. This logic we have to follow throughout for this particular problem. Okay, so how to construct the table? But before that, what is your step number one? I'm not going to write it. I'm just mentioning the steps. Step number one is your theory. You already know that what is your theory. You need to write about what is a Moore machine, okay, and what are its various what you can say, what are its various options or objects. That is M or tuples. Consists of six tuples, as you remember. I'm just giving a recap. What are those six tuples? Kindly let me know. It's just a recap of what we have already done. Okay. 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 Delta. Okay. I'm getting delta in the chat box. What else? Okay. Q. What else? Sigma as the inputs. Okay. Lambda. QS. One thing left. What is that? It is Q0 basically. What is left? Any more idea? Because we are having six tuples. No, we are not having F. Hush. We don't have any final states. We're talking about a Moore machine. The most important step you are missing out, the transition. How can you forget that? As you remember, this delta is your output alphabet. Okay. And what about this lambda? Lambda is your output mapping, if you remember. The rest, everything we all know. What is this? This is transition. This is the finite set of states. This is set of inputs. And Q0 is the initial state, right? That's it. So these are the six tuples. You need to write about these in the first step, theory. Theory. Okay. Step number two, you know what is that? That is logic. In logic, what you need to write is what exactly do you mean by all these six tuples? What is this particular delta? What is Q0? What is summation or sigma? You have to write all of that in detail. For example, depending upon the question, you need to write it. Whether it's a set or whether it's a particular value, you need to write that. Okay. So in the same fashion, you have to write in logic. All the six tuples detailed. Okay. Step number three. What is step number three? You already know that. That is the most important step. Step number three is your implementation. Okay. So in implementation, you have to follow the logic of the question. That is, for each occurrence of 1000, you have to convert that into 1001. Okay. So now what to do? You already know that in the implementation step, you need to create the table, right? So let's begin with the table. We are having two inputs, 0 and 1. We know that we are talking about a Moore machine. So in case of Moore machine, you also need to have an output column or the output mapping column, right? So we are going to start with QS as the initial state. Then let me know how many states are possible. We had discussed this yesterday. How many states are possible? You have to make an idea. You have to get an idea depending upon the question. In the question, it is asked that you have to convert 1000 into 1001. So anyhow, we need to have a state which accepts 1000, right? So we have to start with Q0 for accepting 0, Q1 for accepting 1, then Q2 for accepting 1, 0, Q3 for accepting 1, 0, 0, and Q4 for accepting 1, 000, right? So in total, we are having 6 states, including the initial state. Yes, QS plus 5, very good. So now start filling up the table. Okay, I will go slow for those who are not uh, grasping it properly. They can grasp it along with me. I'm intentionally going slow for you to understand the logic. So we have to start with initial state QS. We all know that it's initially empty. If we get input as 0, which is the state corresponding to 0 input, it is Q0. So simply write Q0 over here. Same fashion, Q1 over here, right? Now what should be the output? Let's write the outputs also at the same time, correct? Output of QS will be 0 because we are not having anything in QS. So I'm simply going to output as 0. Then I'm in Q0, again the same logic. It becomes 0, 0. We are not having any state for 0, 0. So according to our backtracking logic, we simply backtrack and what is left? 0. So the state is Q0. With the same logic, 0, 1, we are not having any 0, 1 state, but we are having a state with 1. So that is Q1. Again, the output will be 0. Next up, this becomes 1, 0. Yes, we are having a state corresponding to 1, 0. That is Q2. So simply write Q2 over here. Are we having any state for 1, 1? No. So I will simply stick with 1. Now, what should be the output of this particular state? 1. Correct. Because as I have already explained that till I encounter 1,000, I'm not going to change the output. See over here. Again, I'm explaining. This is your input and this is your output. Okay. So the first three values are same. So I'm not going to change the output of the first 3 states. I'm only going to change the output of the final state, which corresponds to 1000, because I want to convert the occurrence of 1000 to 1001, right? So I only need to change the last bit of the output, nothing else. Okay. So in the same fashion, the output of this state will be 0. Next up, 100. Yes, we are having a state corresponding to 100, but we are not having a state corresponding to 101. So we'll stick with Q1 over here. If I go with the same logic, sorry, this is 1. I made a mistake over here. This is 1. By mistake, I wrote 0. Okay, do the correction. Okay, so what is the output of this state Q2? It is 0. Right? So next, go with the same logic. 100 on input 0 becomes Q4, Q1, and this remains 0. Right? Clear? Last, we are having Q4 state. Q4 is having 1000 already. It gets one more input as 0, so it becomes 10000. But we don't have any state corresponding to that because it simply becomes something like this. But we don't have any state corresponding to 10,000. So we backtrack. We remove the first alphabet. What is left? 4 zeros. But we don't have any state corresponding to 40. So simply following the backtrack theorem, we are left with only 1 0, that is Q0. You already know this. I'm just giving you a recap once again. Okay. So next up is 10001. So it should be Q1. Now we know that the output of this particular state Q4 should not be 0. It should be 1. Why? Because we want the output to display 1001 instead of 1000. Okay. So got it? Is it clear? Kindly check the table. Kindly compare your answers with mine. I'm pausing this particular screen for some time, for 2 minutes. Just go through it. First one कैसे आया? Okay. See, I'm again explaining this particular logic. Question में क्या दिया है? Question में ये बोला है कि every occurrence of 1000 has to be converted to 1001, right? Clear? I am explaining once again. Kindly pay attention. So whenever we get, so just check once again over here. The input should be 1000, and we want to convert that into 1001, right? So in this case, the first 3 bits are common if you see carefully. Yes or no? Yes, Tanvi, Jay, Atiba, I'm going to that step only. Just have a look carefully what I'm doing. What exactly happens is the first three bits are common in both the cases, input as well as output. So we are not bothered with changing the outputs of these corresponding states. Yes or no? We are only concerned with the last bit. Why? Because the last bit 0 should be converted to a 1. Okay, so carefully have a look over here. If in state Q1 I am accepting input as 1, right? So in the output also, in the output also the first bit is 1, right? So I don't need to change the output in this case. That's why the output of state Q1 is 1. Clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move ahead. Q2 state is reading this particular value 10. Okay. So if you compare this with the output, it is also having 10 only. We have to go one bit at a time because you can see in the lambda column, there is only a provision for a single bit. So it is basically getting stored in some sort of memory. The first bit was 1, and the second bit is also expected to be a 0. That's why we are not changing this. With the same logic, we are not changing the third bit also. What we are changing exactly? We are changing the fourth bit. The fourth bit should be a 1 according to our logic. That's why whenever we are encountering 1,000 as the input, we are converting that to a 1,001. So wherever in the state Q4, whenever the machine enters into state Q4, the input at that time should be 1,000 and that should get converted to a 1,001. Is it clear now? So we basically need to check the inputs and the outputs one bit at a time. Whenever there is any change, we need to make the change accordingly in our logic. Okay, I will give you one more question similar to this, and then the things will be much clear. I guess this is clear till now. If yes, kindly acknowledge, then I can move ahead. Okay, okay, thank you so much. So quickly draw the diagram for this. Okay, I'm leaving this table for you on the screen. Kindly refer this table and draw the diagram quickly. Then we can compare with my diagram. Okay. Diagram is very simple. You know how to draw it. In case of Moore machines, we already know that we need to add the output of each state within each particular state diagram. Okay. Let's start. But before that, check one thing. I forgot. Before that, check one thing whether we can merge any states or not. Obviously, we can merge. For merging, what is the criteria? We should check the transitions of each uh, transitions of each column, basically each row. Okay, and we also check the output associated with that particular state. In this case, QS and Q0 are having the same transitions. Okay, and the outputs are also same. So we can simply merge QS and Q0, right? And we can term this as Q0. Clear? Whatever you can call. So let's call this as Q0. Okay. Now Q0 has an output of 0. So simply assign the output to the state Q0. This is my start state. Next up, we are making a transition from Q0 to Q1. So we need a state Q1. Q1 has an output 1. Okay. In this fashion, you need to add the output along with each state. Similarly, Q2 will be having output 0. Q3 will be having output 0. And finally, Q4 will be having output 1. This is where everything changes. Okay. So let's complete the diagram. You also complete along with me. Then we can compare. Q0 on input 0 goes to Q0. So it's a self loop. Obviously, the diagram may look different for each of you. You may change the positions of the states to make it look better. I'm doing it live, so I don't know how it may look beforehand. So just you can keep on experimenting with the positioning of the states and do it accordingly. Okay. So this is what I have got over here. Just make sure the number of transitions should be equal to the values present in the table. So basically we have merged one state over here, so it becomes 10 transitions in total. Just compare whether we are having 10 transitions. Let me check. Yes. So in the same fashion, you can get your answer. Okay. Clear with this question? If you are having any doubts regarding this question, kindly let me know because the next question is also based on this logic only. Okay, thank you. Uh, let's solve a simulation based on this. Otherwise, you may face some issues. Doubts आएंगे simulation कैसे करते हैं? Okay, so let me quickly complete the last step. That is step number 5, simulation. Take one example and then let's see how the logic works. Okay, you only give me an example, a smaller one, so that we can do it quickly. You're starting from Q0 and give me an example. 1000 ending with 1001. Okay, let me take one of the examples. 101101. Okay, it should not accept it, right? Okay, let's see. Q0 on 1 goes to Q1. But before that, let me first write the output of Q0 because we are constructing a Moore machine, so every step's output should be written. Okay, so output of Q0 is 0. Next is Q0 on input 1 goes to Q1. It becomes 01101. Output of Q1 is 1. Simply attach that. Next, Q1 on 0. Q1 on 0 goes to Q2. Q2 1101. Q2's output is 0. Next, Q2 on input 1. Q2 on input 1 goes to Q1 is 101, 010, and the output of Q1 is 1. Okay. Next up, Q1 on 1. Q1 on 1 goes to Q1 only with this much left, 0101, and Q1's output is again 1. Okay, next up, Q1 on 0. Q1 on 0 goes to Q2, 1, 01011, Q2's output is 0. Last, Q2 on 1. Q2 on 1 is going to Q1, no input left. It is 010110, and Q1's output is 1. So any change over here, can you notice any change? Whatever was the input, in this case, this was the input, and this is your output. Basically, the first character is added because it's the state Q0. I already told you that if the input string length is n, the output string length should be n plus 1. So can you make any change over here? No, the output is same because there was no occurrence of 1000 in the input. If we have 1000 in the input, then only that will get converted to a 1001. Getting it? So otherwise, whatever is the input, it will be written as it is. Okay. So let's try to solve this with an input having 1000. Okay. So let me take an example, something like this. Okay. You also try by taking an example where there are multiple 1000 occurring in the string and then check whether it is converting each and every occurrence of 1000 to 1001. Clear? Vinay, again, I'm repeating. Yesterday also I had repeated that in Moore machines and Mealy machines are not acceptors or rejectors. They only display the output. Okay. But if we are talking about DFAs or MFAs, okay, they are classified as acceptors or rejectors. Here in this case, there is no concept of accepting or rejecting. Moore machines and Mealy machines only provide the output. Okay, this was the input and this is the output. That's it. Okay. So let's solve this problem. Q0 on 1. Okay, let me check the table which I'm having with me. Q0 on 1 is going to Q1. Let me write the outputs also. You also solve it along with me because it's going to take some time. String is longer. Q1 on 1 is going to Q1. So you saw what exactly happened. The same thing, similar kind of a thing happened. Only thing is, whenever there was an occurrence of a 1000, it got converted to a 1001. Don't get confused. What is this 11? This is simply your first bit which gets added automatically according to the same logic n plus 1. This is that extra 1 bit. Okay. This is where your string is actually starting. Compare from this point and this point. 110001 got converted to 110011. So this bit has got converted, this particular bit. Okay, this bit has got converted to a 1. This is what we were trying to perform using our logic. Change occurrence of every 1000 into 1000. So clear? In the same fashion, for homework purpose, what you can do is take a longer string having multiple occurrence of 1000 and check whether each occurrence of 1000 is getting converted to 1001. Clear? Okay. So shall we move ahead if this is clear to each one of you? Okay, thank you so much. So now let's consider our next question. Second question of the day. Change each occurrence. Similar question. Apply your logic carefully. I'm not going to help you in the very beginning. At least try it and then I will pitch in. Okay. Change each occurrence of 120 to 122. 120 to 122. It's even simpler. If you get a hang of it, how to create the logic, you will be in a very good position to solve this particular question. Okay. Start in the same fashion. You have to convert each occurrence of 120 to 122. Okay. Start implementation and then tell me what is the table, how many states you're getting, can any states be merged and all. Okay. I'm just giving you a gist of this particular step. Start accordingly. Take three inputs, 0, 1, and 2, and the fourth column would be your output column. Okay. Yeah, there will be 6 states. Clear. Starting from QS, including QS, there will be 6 states. One for accepting 0, one for accepting 1, one for accepting 2, then 1, 2, and 1, 2, 0. Total 6 states. Okay. So this is a head start. So now start solving this particular problem. Okay. I will make a structure over here and then you can start. I'm simply starting with step number 3 because all the previous steps you now know how to do, right? This is for 0, this is for 1. We are having 3 inputs this time, and the fourth column will be the output mapping. So starting with QS, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. This is our start state. This state will accept zeros, this will accept 1, this will accept 2, this will accept 1, 2, and this will accept 1, 2, 0. Okay. So now you can start filling up the table and let me know if there is any merging possible or not. Okay. Yes, 5 without QS, or including QS, it will be 6 states. Start solving the problem and let me know if it is solvable easily. Following the same logic, after merging, how many states are possible to merge? Okay. Before merging, there are 6 states. After merging, how many states you have to find out and let me know. हाँ वही कंफ्यूजन सबको है लैम्डा लैम्डा ही मेन है just follow the input and according to that what is being asked in the question you have to convert the lambda, you have to change the lambda. I will tell you, that's why I have given this question. This is a slightly confusing one, not exactly similar to the previous question, slightly confusing one. I will tell you what is the difference between this one and the previous one. Yes, we can merge 3 states if all the outputs and all the transitions are same. We can merge 3 states or even more states. Only thing is they should fulfill the criteria. Transitions should be same and output should be same. It all depends upon the lambda value. Okay. Let me start with the very first row. Okay. I'm simply following my previous logic. It is Q0, it is Q1, it is Q2. Now, what should be the lambda for this? As we had already seen in the previous case, it is 0. Manav slightly off track. Check the last lambda value. Correct. Dheeraj is correct. It is 00122. Abhirup correct. Right. Manav, the same thing we are doing now. We want to change the occurrence of 120 to 122. So anyhow, this Q4 state should be having an output 2. You got it. This is how we had done in the previous case also. Rest everything is fine. Okay. So let me start filling up the table. So this Q0, Q1, Q2 over here. Same thing will come over here. Q0, Q1, and Q2. Output again. Jyoti, kindly pay attention. You were having problem with the lambda. Simply follow the question. Question में क्या पूछा है? Question is saying that 120 should be converted to 122, right? So the first 2 bits are common. So we won't make any change to the first 2 bits outputs. We are only bothered with the last bits. Okay. So वहाँ पे changes करने हैं अपने को. बाकी everywhere it will be same. Similarly, I guess you are comfortable with filling up the table. I'm just concerned with the output column. Okay. You know right now how to fill up the table if I'm not wrong. Okay. So what is the input over here? It is 1. And output में check करो. Output में भी 1 present है. There is no change. Okay. So I will simply write lambda as 1. Clear with this step? You have to check every step whether it will make any change in the output sequence or not. And according to that, you have to make decisions on the lambda value. So same way over here, it will be Q0. According to our logic, it will be Q1, it will be Q2. Now compare, the second bit is 2, the second bit is 2 over here, right? So no changes, 1, 2, 2. This was important because let me tell you, this particular row is basically irrelevant. Why? Because it has no significance in the output. Yes or no? Kindly check. The output sequence is not starting from 2. It is starting from 1. So these are the states which are of significance. This 1 state, this 1, 2, and this 1, 2, 0. So we are not bothered with this Q2 state which is giving the input as 2. So whatever is the input, we will simply write it as it is as output 2. Yes, Dhruv, correct. 4 states after merging. So you got my point. This is an irrelevant state over here. Okay. So that's why whatever input we are getting in this particular value Q2, that will remain same as output. Clear? That's why I have written something like this. Don't get confused. These star marks are not final states. I was just wanting to highlight that. Otherwise, you will get confused at some later point when you start revising. Okay, so better I delete that. Next up, it will be Q4, Q1, Q2, and now as the input is 1, 2, Check your output. It is also 1, 2. There is no change. So keep the output as it is 1, 2, 2. Next up, over here, last state Q0, Q1, Q2. Now we got the occurrence of 1 to 0. We want to convert that into 1 to 2. That's why we have written 2 in the lambda value column. Am I clear with this? Is it clear now how we fill up the lambda value? Okay, because it's of utmost importance. वो समझ गया तो आगे सब समझ जाएगा, right? So let me clear these things because I need to merge some states. Okay, so now let me know what are the possible mergings over here. Which states we can merge? Obviously, we can merge QS and Q0 if I'm not wrong, right? Generally, this merging is always present, generally, okay? So we can merge QS and Q0 and call it as Q0. Next up, we can merge Q2 and Q4, right? Q2 and Q4, yes or no? Any more merging possible? Can we merge? Someone has said Q2 and Q2 Q4 Q2 Q4 Q2 QS. Why QS? Or you meant Q4? Yeah, Q2 Q4 is possible because over here transitions are Q0 Q0, Q1 Q1, Q2 Q2, and the outputs are also same. So we can merge Q2 and Q4 and call that as Q2. So basically, you saw what happened. This Q2 state, which was irrelevant, is anyhow going to be merged with some other state. So those states which are irrelevant get anyhow merged with other states. For example, QS is also irrelevant in this case if you pay close attention. That's why QS also got some other state and merged with it. In the same fashion, Q2, which was irrelevant in our case, we could merge it with any other state, Q4 in this case, right? So let me redraw the table. Whenever mergings are done, you have to redraw it, okay? So in your exam, don't overwrite in the same table. Don't cross it as I did yesterday to show you what exactly happens. You simply need to redraw the table once again along with the output. Okay. So let me complete this. QS and Q0 is now termed as Q0. Just make sure whenever you are combining this QS state with any other state. For example, if I had combined QS with Q2, so whenever that QS and Q2 is present, I should mark it as the initial state. In this case, I'm combining QS with Q0, okay, and I'm calling that state as Q0. So I'm marking that as the initial state. Clear? So this is how you do it. Now simply write the transitions. It is Q0, it is Q1, okay, Q2, correct. And the output is 0. Now let's talk about Q1 state. Q1 state transitions are Q0, Q1, and Q2, but the output is 1. That's why we can't merge these two states any further, right? So now let's talk about Q2. Just make sure Q2 and Q4 are merged together right now. So wherever Q4 is present, we have to write Q2 in that place, okay? So over here, we are not having any occurrence of Q2, okay? Sorry, Q4. Simply write it like this. Now the state left is Q3. Over here, you can see there is an occurrence of Q4, but we need to convert that into Q2. Why? Because we have merged Q2 and Q4 together. So wherever Q4 is present, we need to write Q2 in the table. Okay. So is it clear now? So you saw what exactly happened. Now you can term this as 1, 2, and 1, 2, 0. This can be 0. So now this is your updated table. Okay, let me check if I have made any mistake. Yeah, it is Q3, sorry. Yeah, this is Q3. Thank you. Okay, Q0, Q1, Q3 with 1. Anything else? Any more mistake that I may have performed during this? So you are converting each occurrence of 1, 2, 0 into 1, 2, 2. That is what we are doing over here. So this is our minimized table. Let me compare this with the table I have already got. Okay, this, correct. So this is your final answer, right? So based upon this, you need to draw your diagram. Okay, so okay, let me check if I have made any mistake. Yeah, Fine now? Okay. Okay, thanks for pointing out. Anything else left? The table is complete, the outputs are complete. Now we simply need to draw the diagram and we need to solve the example. So the diagram part I'm leaving up to you. Let's solve the examples, because if that is clear, the example will be done. Okay. So let's take one simulation, this time shorter ones. Okay, so let's start from Q0, 11201. Okay. So I know that this should get converted to 1 to 2. Let's check. We are in state Q0, so simply write the output. Now from Q0 on 1 input, I'm going to Q1. So it is Q1, comma 1201. It is 01. Next, Q1 on 1. Again, Q1 on 1 is going to Q1 only. It is 201, 011. Next up, Q1 on 2. Q1 on 2 is going to Q3. Q3, 01, 011, Q3 ka 2. Okay. Next, Q3 on 0. Q3 on 0 goes to Q2, 0112, and Q2's output is 2. Okay, so we have completed our logic. Q2 on 1 is going to Q1 with no inputs left, and it is 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 1. So is it clear now what exactly happened? The only change which happened is at this 0th bit. Every other value is same, because we are not bothered with the ones before that and ones after that. Only make sure that this particular condition is satisfied. Wherever 1 to 0 is formed, we need to convert that 1 to 0 into 1 to 2. Clear? Okay, is it simple now? The only thing is understanding the logic. Any question is very simple in TCS, or you can say automata theory, provided you know the logic. Once you get a hang of the logic, it becomes really simple to solve any such problems. Okay. I will give you few practice questions today. Hopefully, I will give you 3 to 4 questions on Moore machines in your Google Classroom. Kindly solve them, and you will feel how simple it is or how tricky it might get at some point. Okay, at some point of time, you may also need to draw the diagram first, as we had seen some problems in the past where we tried with the diagram first and then with the table. Those set of problems also you are going to face. Okay, we'll see how to solve such problems in the later sections. So if I'm clear till this, we have solved 2 problems. Let me give you the third one. Okay, take down this third problem. No, not on JFlap. You can solve it. You can solve it on paper. In paper, it's not an assignment. Basically, I'm just giving you homework questions. I will let you know whenever I will put some assignments. I will let you know. It will be marked as assignment number 2. I will keep on posting few practice questions for you to solve. Okay. So to basically improve your competency in this particular subject, because in the exam we are not basically sure what type of questions may come. We may be sure about the type of the question, but exactly what will be asked, it's yet not sure. So you need to keep on practice a lot of problems based on a same type of problems. Okay. So let's solve this. This is slightly different. Count each occurrence of A, B over the alphabets A, B. How will you start such a problem? It's again very simple, but you need to think a lot on this. Initially 5 states, yeah. Forming states is right now, I guess you are able to count the number of states. Okay. Right now you're comfortable counting how many states should be there. Total 5 states. QS, Q0 for A, Q1 for B, Q2 for AA, and Q3 for AAB. So 5 states initially. But how will be the output value calculated? In this case, what we are trying to do is output of AAB should be 1. Okay. What else? Can we do anything else? What will be the output value for others? Okay, you can solve it like that also. Output of AAB will be 0 and output of the others, output of AAB will be 1 and the others could be 0. Okay, we can do that, but I want a more efficient way. Other than AAB, the machine or the algorithm basically will have to go through all the values of A and then find the value of, sorry, all the values of 0 and then find the value of 1. It will be a little time consuming. So, do you have any other alternative apart from this? Any other alternative? Can we make use of unary values, unary numbers? You know what is unary, right? Binary, you know, ternary, you know, unary numbers. Okay, everything represented with either zeros or ones, whatever. So, can we make use of unary numbers where we can make use of only a single bit 0 wherever AAB has occurred? Can we make use of it? Then you should get an efficient sort of an algorithm. That is what we are trying to do, right? We are constructing a model, computation model for the computer. So we would like it to be very efficient. That's why I am focusing on making use of unary values instead of ones and zeros, instead of binary values. So can you think of a logic? Okay, think of it. Let me drop in the attendance link. Kindly think of it and let me know, then we can solve this problem or at least start it. Okay, I will just give a demonstration of what exactly I'm trying to say. For example, if I want to represent a 1, I can represent that with a unary value 0. If I want to represent a 2, I can represent that with a unary value 0, 0, and so on. So, in the same fashion, if I want to represent a 3 or 4, for example, let's take 5, it will be 5 zeros. These are unary representations. Okay. Similarly, if I want to represent an epsilon, or sorry, if I want to represent a 0, it is nothing but an epsilon. That is, absence of the 0 makes it a null value. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So wherever I encounter a single bit 0, I have to come to the conclusion that there is some bit present. Okay. So how can I construct my table? My table could be something like this: QS, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. I'm just giving you a demo. You can try to solve it in a proper way. It can be A, it can be B, it can be AA, and it can be AAB. So the output column I'm talking about, output will be epsilon in every other place, but wherever I get a Q3, that will be a 0. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Wherever we encounter this
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there was some network issue. So, okay, just a minute, just a minute. I'm again joining. Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Let me present the screen. I guess it was interrupted. Okay, so do I need to repeat what I was explaining? Okay, let me explain it once again. We have just 5 minutes more. I was explaining that we can make use of unary numbers in such a fashion that uh, a 1 can be represented with a single zero, a 2 can be represented with 2 zeros, 3 can be represented with 3 zeros, and so on. Okay, in the same fashion, 5 can be represented with 5 zeros. So, what we basically need to do is we can construct the table like this, where wherever we encounter an AAB, the output can be termed as a single zero. And whenever we are encountering anything else other than AAB, the output will be epsilon. Why epsilon? Because epsilon is nothing but no occurrence. This question. Okay. So basically, what happens is whenever there is occurrence of AAB, I want my computer to be very efficient. I want my algorithm to be very efficient. So what I can do is instead of counting each and every character, for example, someone we can have one over here. What that will make is the computer will halt at every state, and it will keep on counting the zero values also. Are you able to fill the forms again? I guess Dhruv said there is some issue with you because yesterday also you were facing the same issue. Let me check. I have got some 100 responses so far. Kindly just wait a minute. Kindly try now. It should be done. Okay. So now let's get back. So what exactly I was explaining is instead of going through the entire loop of inputs, what I can do is I can simply write a zero wherever AAB is complete. At all other places, I can keep it as epsilon. Epsilon is nothing but epsilon means no occurrence. So what happens is, suppose this is your string, suppose, and it keeps on going like this. So what happens is, sorry. So what happens is the computer will simply ignore all the epsilon values and only count the zero values. Wherever it encounters a zero, it will simply increment a counter, or we can make use of a stack. So wherever there is a zero, it will keep on incrementing the value. Okay, so again it will skip all the values. Again, whenever it encounters one more zero, it increments it by 1. Okay, so at the end you will come to know that this particular string consists of 3 zeros, because it was 1 over here, it became 2 over here, and it became 3 over here. So now you are getting the logic what I'm trying to say. We are not going to make use of zeros and ones or binary values as output. We are going to make use of unary values as output in such a case. So basically, you need to go through this logic, practice a lot, because as you have seen, you might have already experienced that uh, various questions are having multiple logics, right? So depending upon that, you need to pay attention to the logic of each question. At the end, I'm getting 4 states. Kindly check the transitions also. Okay, let me complete the question. Is it clear till now what is the logic that I'm trying to use? I'm making use of unary values instead of binary values. Okay. Okay. So let's start with QS, then Q0, then Q1, Q2, and then Q3. Okay. So initial state is QS, then A, then B, then AA, and then AAB. Okay. So let's fill up the table. Initially, there was no value present, so it should go to Q0. Then over here, it should go to Q1. Over here, you might have made a mistake. It becomes AA, so AA is nothing but Q2, and AB is nothing but Q1. So in this case, we can't merge QS and Q0, as you can see it. So as I was discussing that in the previous question, most of the problems we face, we can merge QS and Q0. But in this case, QS and Q0 cannot be merged because their transitions are different. That is why I guess you people have made a mistake of counting the total number of states. The states are four, not three. Okay, the minimized states that I'm talking about. Next up, we are having BA. BA is a state? No, but A ending with A is a state. So, in the same fashion, you have to complete this table. It will be something like this. Now, let me know. Construct your table and let me know if it is correct. Yes, I'm talking about the minimized states after merging. After merging, I will be getting four states because Ayush was saying that we can merge it and get it in three states. I was just rectifying that. We can't get it in three states. We can get it in four states. Because over here we can't merge QS and Q0. As in our previous questions, we already always saw that QS and Q0 could be merged, but in this case it is not so. We can't merge QS and Q0 because they are having different transitions, right? Clear? Q2 on A, Q2A, it becomes triple A. Okay, it should be Q2. Okay, yeah. For A, it becomes triple A. Okay, according to our logic, yeah. If we backtrack, we get 2S. Correct. Anything else? I guess rest is fine. So let's start filling up the output column. What will be the output column? As explained, whenever we are getting the AAB as the string, we have to increment our counter. Counter as in we have to mark it as a 0 in unary terms. Otherwise, at every other position, it will be epsilon as the output. Okay. So yeah, which states we can merge? We can merge QS and Q1. Yes or no? Because QS and Q1 are having same transitions and the outputs are also same. Apart from that, we can't merge any other state. If we think of merging QS and Q3, the transitions are all the same, but the output is different. So hence we can't merge that. So I'm writing it over here. QS and Q1 can be merged and we can write that as Q1. Okay. Is it clear till now? Kindly acknowledge if the logic is clear and what is the merging basically. Okay. Thank you so much. So let me show you what happens after the merging. I'm drawing it over here. Now we can start with Q0 because QS and Q1 have been merged together. So it becomes something like this. But the start state will be Q1. Why? Why so? Why is the issue with Dhruv? What is the issue exactly? Okay, let me share the link directly. Yes, correct. Because both the states have been merged. QS is now merged with Q1. So we can start with Q1. Next up, we are having a state Q2 and last Q3. Correct? So can you do so? So can you please proceed ahead? Because Q0 is now merged with, sorry, Q1 is now merged with QS. So we have to write the transitions accordingly. Over here, we are starting with Q0. What were the transitions? Q2 and Q1. What is the output of Q0? It is epsilon. Similarly, what about Q1? Q1 is now having the same transitions, Q0 and Q1. Output is epsilon. What about Q2? Q2 will remain same because it is not having any value of Q1 or QS. Okay. So Similarly, over here it is Q0 and Q1, but over here the output is 0. I guess it is clear now, right? So in the same fashion, we can solve this problem. We can draw the diagram, take an example, and solve it. So in this case, the example will look slightly different. Okay, we are starting with Q1, and let's take an example. Each occurrence of AAB we would like to counter. Okay, take it something like this. We are starting with Q1, so output will be epsilon. Then Q1 on A, Q1 on A is Q0. Okay, it is epsilon followed by epsilon. Next, Q0 on A is Q2, BAB, epsilon, epsilon, Q2 is again epsilon. And Q2 on B is Q3. Output of Q3 is 0. And then Q3 on A, Q3 on A is Q0, B, epsilon, 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 0, epsilon. And finally, we are left with this Q0 on B goes to Q1, no inputs left, is epsilon, 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 0, epsilon, epsilon. So at the end, we have to draw the diagram for each question. For saving the time, I'm having only 4 minutes. That's why I didn't draw the diagram. I will draw it once again if you want. Okay, so at the end, what happens is the computer runs through this piece of string, and whenever there is a 0 occurrence, it will count as 1. If, for example, there was one more 0 over here, it would count as 2. So at the end, we can come to the conclusion that this particular string is having only one occurrence of AAB. Is it clear now? Okay, so in the exam, you need to write each and every step. Step 1 is theory, step 1 is logic, then implementation, then the diagram, transition diagram, and finally we have to solve this example or this simulation. Clear this? Clear till now? Okay. Any doubts so far? We have covered 3 problems on Moore machine, and if we are not having any issues further with Moore machine, we can start with Mealy machine in our next lecture. I guess that is on Saturday. Yeah. So we are having 3 days off in between. So I will provide you a lot of questions for you to practice on. Okay. So kindly fill up the attendance link. Anyone is having further issues with this? If any attendance link issues, kindly let me know.